During my time here, I continue to try to hone in my skills on being a good legislator, being a good representative. I've talked to many people that I respect and have learned from, and I've developed 4 principles for deciding, for helping me to know how to vote. Number 1, I ask myself, does it restrict personal freedom? Number 2, I ask, does it raise or lower taxes? Number 3, I ask, does it regulate business? And number 4, does it make the scope of government larger or smaller? All 4 of these, which I believe are what it takes to make a good government and to allow these United States to thrive. So as I consider this, I look at number 1 and I ask myself, does this restrict personal freedom? Well, I believe that fingerprints are obviously an intrusion on our privacy. I believe that people in general don't trust government with their money, with what we're doing here most of the time. Maybe we need fingerprinted here since we're handling so much money. Number 2, does it raise or lower taxes? All session long, on almost every bill that we've been talking about, I've heard a lot of concern about those who are less fortunate in this state. We are creating a system that is going to take, of the over 2.6 million FOID card holders, an additional $67 million over the next 10 years. Additional, on top of the current FOID cost. Number 3, I ask myself, does it regulate business? Well, SB 337 was signed into law in January, and it forces new regulations on the over 2,000 FFL dealers. New fees were originated. We were told that a minimum fee of $300 would be charged and a maximum fee of $1,500 per dealer would be charged. So far, every one of my dealers in the 109th District, many of which literally operate out of their homes, have got on the internet as they received their letters. They've filled out the form, and guess what? To no surprise, every one of them are falling into the $1,300 category. Over a 10-year period, this is going to take an additional $8 million from the over 2,000 FFL dealers in Illinois. So ask yourself that, are we regulating business? Number 4, does this make the scope of government less or greater? Well, that's the biggest problem that I have. Government does not need our fingerprints. They don't need the fingerprints of a law-abiding citizen. I'm curious where to find the facts of the many crimes that have been committed throughout our state, especially in the Aurora area. How many of those people who committed these crimes had a FOID card? Government needs to hold government accountable to do what we ask them to do here. This bill is a total and complete infringement of the Second Amendment and the Bill of Rights of the United States Constitution. Yesterday, I sat here and I listened as many of you invited people from neighboring states to come to Illinois and get an abortion. What on earth is going to keep anyone from bringing a gun across the state lines? I do not understand that. I do not get that. Bad people are going to do bad things, and it's high time that we start punishing those bad people for doing bad things in an appropriate way instead of burdening our citizenry. Everything about this is wrong, friends. I've been saying that several times this week. This is not right. This bill creates a financial burden on Illinois families. It infringes on the very freedoms that make this country the most awesome country in the world. Friends, I'm afraid that the passage of this bill is going to take this state to places that we don't want to go. We are here to figure out problems, and instead, time after time and after time again, we believe that throwing money at the problems and creating more regulation is the answer. It's not the answer. Let's deal with the problem. Please, let's deal with the problem. Thank you so much.